For those of you just tuning in, we're about to do a 4v4 on the map Black Forest between me and the viewers. This is going to be a mixed rated game, so it's going to feature players from a wide variety of skill levels, and hopefully these teams are somewhat balanced. My goal this game, if I can help it, is to finally get that Berserker Rush strategy to work. Every single time I've tried to do it, it's almost always failed. Of course, the Berserk is the unique unit for the Vikings, and one of my favorite units, in that I think it's actually quite underrated. The Elite Berserk has some pretty darn good combat stats. The extra 1 dur armor compared to a champion is pretty significant. It's oftentimes worth the cost, but one of the problems with getting Berserkers out is, of course, the upgrades for them are incredibly expensive, and then you need to, well, build a castle, and you have to mine all the stone for that. It slows down your economy. But this time, I think I might be able to do it. Give it my best shot. So let's go start this game. Hopefully it works. I'll try and probably boom up, get a huge economy, build a bunch of town centers in the castle age, and then start spamming those berserkers. Give it a shot. Chinese Scorpion push at some point, Echo, for sure. Tried it before, but every time I try to do like a specific strategy, I find that for some reason the game is just almost always the odds are stacked against me, and that strategy is suddenly very bad. The last time I went for a Berserker Rush, you guys may have seen that video on YouTube. Well, I ended up being, against a Teuton's flank, and we were doing like Regicide Metropolis, and that means that everyone had like 3 castles, 3 kings, 3 town centers, so it made it really easy for my opponent to make Teutonic Knights and just things like Knights. Made the Berserker Rush a little less effective. Hopefully though this time we're good to go, in the clear. I didn't set it on Explored, but it's Black Forest. I usually forget to do that on stream. My bad. This is definitely not intentional. Black Forest is certainly best played on Explored. I just forgot to do it this time. The hell? Sean's already in here. He's already in deep. Sean, my. Well, see how tough you are now. Right, I want to build that lumber camp. I think I need to go grab those. I mean, we can. Can if you want. Up to you guys. I'm fine with remaking, or just continuing it. I'm capable of scouting, but it is annoying for sure. Gotta get enough votes. Play. Gotta convince the masses, my friends. Otherwise, we're staying in here. Well, Mythology, this is the final game of the day. Game 3. Galuba says, if this works, I might just have to give you a BJ. Well, thank you, man. It's very flattering. It's the finest way to show affection. So we'll give it a shot. I'm gonna go for 4 on wood. I think that this is the only choke point, so that's where I'll have to watch out for. I'll probably have to palisade wall this at some point. Black Forest, generally like in a 1v1, you would want to wall it up a lot earlier, but in a team game, I'm not so concerned if he wants to, say, sneak a bill or do anything silly. I should see it, like, coming in. So my town center is so very close to that choke point. So I'll just probably wall it before I end up going to the feudal age. We'll see where life takes us. So anyway, I never actually told the full band story, but since you guys asked, as Angry Goat wanted to know a little bit more about advice for high school, I did not have as much fun in band class as I thought I would. Generally speaking, you'll find most of your teachers in high school will be of a pretty high quality, at least if you went to a high school, I guess, as good as my own. But most of the teachers, I like them a lot more than the ones I had in like elementary school and middle school. I thought they were overwhelmingly, most of them were fantastic, except for my freshman year band teacher. He would do this thing where like he would go down the rows, and he would have us do like mandatory playing tests like every 2 weeks, which is totally fine. Like, I understand that he wants to make sure that we're actually practicing our instruments and we know how to play. But if you like failed the playing test, he would banish you to the closet where you had to go practice your instrument for the rest of the period in the closet. And to me that's disgusting, because there was a dead rat in someone's cello case in the closet, and it's gross. Like, the rat, like, was trying to, like, live in the cello case, I guess, and he just died in there. Pretty disgusting. But I actually never had to do a playing test throughout the entire year. I had him for a full year, never had to do a playing test. Why? Because the people before me would always fail, and he would run out of closets to banish people to. So you just end the playing test. I didn't have to do one playing test. which is pretty sick. So I'm very, very happy about that. As his playing tests were usually pretty hard and they were like a surprise thing. Oh, my opponent's already like double walled, so I can just go relax over here. No worries. It's great. So now I know he's not coming in. Now, of course, guys, goes without saying that during these games, my attention is divided between playing the game, reading the Twitch chat, and trying to provide a meaningful commentary. So, pardon me if my build order isn't exactly perfect, but I still think that there's a lot to learn here, and hopefully that's not a dead body. And you hopefully find my commentary entertaining or informative in some way. So far, though, I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to try and keep that up. Double Jaguars. We got Neville? That's bad. There's a lot of hunt over there. Yeah, I don't even need to really close that area off. Just because he's already walled it up, so I know that he's not going to go in there. Oh god, well, I say that and I get distracted for 1 second and get housed. Rip. See if I can win anyway. Who needs it, man? Well, Tomlinson says, I took music in grade 9 and didn't like it. I didn't like it either, but I liked it a lot more as a kid. I found that, like, as I got older in high school, I started valuing my free time more than I did as a middle schooler or an elementary school student. And band was just less fun for me. And I really just felt like I could have used that time as like a study period to do work for my other classes. That would have helped me a lot. But I wasn't able to because it took band. But it was okay. Counts as an elective. Gotta get some of those electives out of the way. Okay. You know, I have 4 on wood, but I technically have like 3 because that one woman was standing around for God knows how long. Get back to work. Let's see. Wild Animals is flunked math. You guys remember him. He's the first guy I ever Pokemon battled on my YouTube channel. Fun fact. Do I have any extra boars? Or anything, really? I have some deer over there, but I only have 4. I don't even know if those really matter to me that much. In fact, I probably just want to make some farms. I think the one thing that I've been doing a lot, which I'm still working on, it's just like a force of habit, is perhaps over-relying on my forage bushes, whereas they're actually just a very inefficient source of food. I mean, farms kind of are too, but it's actually quite nice to maybe only put like a handful of villagers on your bushes. It depends on what your build is, of course. But maybe like 4. I have like 5 or 6 in this case, but I got some extra hands. Also think I've been mining gold like a little bit too early, and that I just don't, I can wait a little bit on that. Oh wait, I need one more bill still. I was looking at the timer, forgot that I was housed for a brief second. That happens to the best of us, doesn't it? Oh, what instrument did I play in Mythology? I played the clarinet. Not the most fun instrument. My parents told me to play it. It was alright. I mean, like, it was still kind of fun. And obviously, if you enjoyed playing the clarinet, like, I can see why you would. 'Twas fun. Let's see. So, Ready Teddy asks, what's your plan on building up for Berserks? I'm just going to boom up, and hopefully I'm not needed elsewhere until I'm able to make Berserks. Seems like I have a very small, easily defensible little base, and I'm on the flank, so it's actually quite difficult for me to reinforce my teammates. If they need me to make knights or something like that first, I suppose I can. I'm quite used to situations like that, but I would have avoided if at all possible. It'd certainly slow down my advancement time. I think I'm just going to fast castle age, put down a bunch of town centers, and since I'm the Vikings, my economy should be incredibly strong, and this should not be that much of a problem for me. Although I say that, but I meant to assign one more villain to gold. Something was lost in translation there between what I wanted and what I told my villagers to do and what they decided to do. A lot of things in there. Just realized I did not mute my mic for that until halfway through. So I'm looking for that teal villager, but since it's so normal visibility and not explored, it's going to be a little trickier to actually find that villager. So we'll have to see. Can I locate that villager? Maybe. It's probably in the back. Flatch is hosting me for 1 viewer. Well, thank you, Flatch. Gonna see if I can give this a shot. Is that a bad scout? Or a good scout. That's a good scout. So if I had to guess, this teal villager, since Elpez is the one who notified us, is probably somewhere at the back of Mandos Rex's base. Hopefully these scores aren't an indication of how balanced these teams are. Maybe it's a scouting thing? We'll see. Probably have actually too many farmers in retrospect. I might just have too many. But, who knows, I might need that food. I want to build a second lumber camp. Over here. Get double decks as soon as I can afford it. Opponent has a gate. That's interesting. I wonder if he plans on using that for anything. How paranoid am I? Well, he's Aztecs. So he's a good early game. Apology asked, what was my favorite song to play? We played a lot of, actually, some of the box stuff that we did was pretty good. Pirates of the Caribbean was obviously fun. I never actually played the Aoe soundtrack on my clarinet, although it's something I probably should have learned to do. Alright, well, there's a jaguar over here, so the odds of that villager being in the back is unlikely on some level, but possible. Probably only need one gold miner now. You know, this is one I would add on like an additional 2 if I was going for knights, but I'm not, so don't need that much gold. The only reason I would need gold is eventually I'm going to go up to the Imperial Age, and I also might want some gold in order to make knights or something if my teammates get attacked. But on Black Forest, it's generally okay to just sit back, relax in the early game, as long as you have a wall up and everyone on your team has a wall up. I say that, but I mean, wall this, please. We don't have a wall up everywhere yet. So I'm still digging with my scout. I know that there's a teal villain here. I've been notified of that. Hopefully that villager died to a jaguar. Definitely makes sneaking in a little bit less good. That's one of the reasons why I avoid it. Don't usually think it's worth the risk, but it can be. It can be. So I haven't been mining any stone yet because I think this is a great spot for a town center. I'm always trying to position mine, you know, on the wood line, preferably next to a mineral as well. If I get all those at the same time, that's some good value. Need those to protect my stuff. God, I getting housed non-stop today. So distracted thinking about banned things. Kelavu says, how do you turn this on? And typing how do you turn this on in AoE chat will make your economy boom better. That's true! It'll also make your opponent's economy go boom a little bit better. Yeah, there's the Vil. We located him. They always go to the back area, where it's easier to hide. Wait, where exactly am I under attack? Oh, it's just the Eagle Warrior. That's my thoughts. Okay, cool. He walled it up. Good. Good stuff. Now, before I forget, I'm gonna want to build a lot of houses, as I'm sure I'm gonna get housed a lot if I don't do that. In fact, I build them over here, as I don't think I'll be saturating anything over there. Glad he walled that. Now, where exactly... Oh, there's the forward. Oh my god, look at these scores. Are we... Oh my gosh, no! No! My dream! My special brand! What went wrong? Just goes to show, ELO doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's not the size of your ELO that counts, it's how you use it. Been housed twice this game, CJ. We've made a mistake. Dude, I do not want to have to make knights as a Vikings flank on the other side of the map to go clear out an archer forward. Wall up early if you're scared of this, but it happens to the best of us, it does. At least he made it to the Castle Age, so you might be able to hold this line. And Sean and Stoke are not in the Castle Age yet, so that could give us a big opportunity. I might have to make a few knights to actually defend against this, which will slow down my boom. But I suppose I could use them to pressure offensively instead. Did I lose that scout? Whatever. Suppose I can always put those knights to use at some point. That's gonna slow down my boom though. That does not make me a happy camper. But he might need a few knights. I mean, really what he needs is a siege workshop and a mangonel. Okay, so Elpez is reacting to this absolutely correctly. And hopefully this is something that screws them over in the long run, in that it's going to reduce... It's going to really slow down my opponents. I mean, Mandos, for some reason, is actually still... He's making like a feudal age army or something, but he's not really using it, so I guess he's a little new to Black Forest. That's generally not the way to go. Carr says, okay, great, let's do this. No idea what he means. Hopefully he's not, like, deleting his walls and flooding eagles. Look at this, ain't this cute? They're both sharing. Alright. It's pretty cute. Alright. He might be okay. I will send in a couple of knights, though, just because I'm really not 100% sure how okay he is. Alright. Alright, Mr. Cutes. I see how it is. Just trying to be cute. That wasn't cute at all. It was disgusting. Huh? Oh, is he just stonewalling around this? Well, sir, you made me flinch. So you too may get a stonewall and a gate. There's no efficient way to do this, is there? Nah, he's just replacing his ugly palisades with pristine, clean stone walls. I admire that. Age of Fashion 2 is one of my favorite games. It's all about looking good. That's why, as a kid, I used to build all my farms in a perfect square. I think it's important. Nowadays, I do that a little less, but still stand by it. It was worth it. Thank you, Embrace the Neckbeard, for the $1 donation. He says, I am gay. Awesome! Glad to hear it, man. Is this archer stuff contained? Okay, I guess it is. Mendos, my friend, it is time to advance to the Castle Age. Don't worry about making any military yet. You will need lots of town centers first, because this map is easy to defend. Always add smiley faces. Yes. I see that. But how in is he? As soon as I have 3 knights, I'm going in. Stop him. This ruined my boom. It got me distracted. But everything gets me distracted, man. I was almost set to do something this game, and now I don't know what I'm doing. Tingerhoff Mandi, that's what I'm doing. That's fine. Tingerhoff Mandi. Alright, well, these 3 crippled knights on the way. Okay, it's fine. What made you guys laugh? L. Tomlinson says, I miss the times where I used to focus on making my town so neat. Me too. That's why I think it might be fun at some point to do one of those, like, good old role-playing matches as I used to as a kid. You know, I try and pretend to be the king. Because we all know, if you play Aoe2, it is good to be the king. That's why I was building that siege workshop there. Thank you for reminding me, Sean. I will go make a mangonel real soon. Give me... Sean, if you could be so kind, give me about 2 minutes before you attack my gate. Give me about 2 minutes. I think it should be good to go. Yeah, the bot count is rising at an alarming rate, so... Good job to all the mods in the Twitch chat who are keeping a good eye on that. Much appreciated. Obviously, Flunked Math cannot do that as he's in-game. Either that, or he is a deadly silent agent or something. I don't know. Spiders. Octopus. Multiple eyes, multiple arms. God of micro multitasking in Korean StarCraft 2. So what exactly is going on over here? Shenanigans. +1 defense. Oh, nice try, Mr. Sean. But I was not born yesterday. 21 years old now. I'm old as shit. I know all your tricks. Not old, but, you know. I'm slightly older than I was before I was 21. This can't be right, is it? Well, maybe I'll just keep them occupied. Actually, it's regular archers. Maybe this is okay. Yeah, maybe I should disable Link, CJ. I'm not sure if I should do that. Keep in mind, guys, you should always feel open. Just tell me whatever's on your mind. I don't have a very strongly set opinion on most things. I just sort of vomit whatever comes out of my mouth, you know, like whatever I'm thinking, I just say. So I am honestly not sure what my policy towards Link should be, if it's ideal as is. It probably won't be, and in fact, the bot fiasco, as there's just an army of bots moving out, makes me think that maybe I should just disable links. I mean, how much value does it add to the stream that I allow links? Is that something I should be? I don't know. Maybe I can let, like, subs or mods post links, or maybe mods have, like, a way to give people permission to post links. Maybe that's okay. Something like that. I've been housed, like, 18 times this game. But you know what? It's part of the plan. It's part of the build order. It's 100% intentional. It's the only way to get to this elo, is to actually get housed. It adds to the elo gain, it does. That's pretty good. I need to sling the shit out of Mandos Rex. I need to drown him in resources. Okay. I think that this area is mostly on lockdown. He's making a few pikemen. This guy does not give up. I think we're good to go. I think that the berserkers are on the way at some point. Oh. Time it takes to plop them out of a one villager building a castle will be approximately an eternity or several, so might have to retask a few over there. Still probably need more bills. Yeah, these straggler trees. Gonna be the death of me. Okay. What is that noise? Sean, what is it? What do you want? Okay, it's just a battering ram. Phew. That's okay. It's another one! And another one, and another one. Hello, Knock. Great to see you. It's been a while, my friend. Oh, Ice Age coming. Much like the Ice Age, my Berserker Rush is coming. However, might be a while. You know what they say, patience is virtue. Yes, I watch Resonance only for the philosophy. Do I even want this here? Fuck this mill. I don't even know why I built it there. Thought I was going to put more farms, but really I just want to protect my eco from raiding. It's won me so many games. This isn't really a Berserker Rush. A Berserker Rush would be if I got, say, to the Castle Age and I started plopping up Berserkers as, like, fast as humanly possible. That would be a rush. This is more of a mass Berserker style play. So, yeah. Berserkers are the focus, yes, but I'm not rushing them out. If I was, it would look a little different than it does. I don't like my farming, market positioning, or half this stuff, but I'm rolling with it. Is that a market? That is. God bless your soul, sir. Banking. Conscription. Poke, poke, poke. I'm getting an onager so I can cut around. He'll never expect that. Base is too cramped. There's no room for farms. My base is hideous, but it's okay. How much is this? I will never understand why Elite Berserker is so expensive, considering how not substantial it is, I guess. I mean, like, I understand with Elite Cataphracts, they're kind of a game-breaking unit, if you happen to get them all out, but it almost never happens. Pete says, I watch Resonance for the hot Latina singles and dank memes. Well, you're in the right place, Pete. Glad to have you. So, this is one I would chop around through his trees, because in the Forgotten you can do that, but I don't have any upgrades or military units, so I could go in there, but then what would I do once I'm in there? I don't really know. Base is giving me an aneurysm. It's so hideous. What was that noise? I have to build this castle first and then I'll check it out. Heard an O. It's fine. Check out this housing development. Would you live in this neighborhood? Because I would not. The real estate value here, it's in the shitter. Alright, we're in. We'll huff and I will puff. I'll chop through that tree line. See, no one expects this, I'm telling you. Well, we'll get Chieftains first. Extra health regen. The health regen is good, though. It is good. Like, Berserks are better than they sound, but I don't know how much better they are than they sound. When I used to play Aoe2 on Voobly... Oh my god, Evil Warriors. Well, it's okay, I counted those. I just need a lot more guys. When I used to play Aoe2 on Voobly all the time, for some reason, like, if I played Black Forest, I would random Vikings at least, like, half the games. I have no idea why. But I always would get Vikings. Half my games, I swear, were Vikings. You can ask any of the people I played with, they can confirm. It was a Vikings main on Black Forest, so it's pretty awkward, but a lot of experience with it. I'm getting housed. Alright, well, I still need actual military units. So I'm going to test that the Berserks are better than they sound. However, you actually need Berserks for them to do something. Now, let's see. I win this fight. Just have to get out a few military units. One of the problems with Berserkers, though, is that their upgrades are all unreasonably overpriced. Chieftains, Berserker, especially Berserker Gang, I think it is the most overpriced tech of the game. In terms of like extra HP regen on your shitty Berserkers, doesn't impress anybody. I would pay, I don't know, 300, 400 food and gold for that tops. Because the HP regen is better than it sounds, but it's still really bad. It's just HP regen. The Berserkers don't generally live long enough to have that HP regen be relevant. God, I have no room for anything. I'm actually leaving these barracks for castles. As soon as I get this down. Can't believe I just did that. No, I can. Alright, I'm going in now. Nice try, buddy. Oh, he closed it off. Perhaps that was a nice try. What is this shit? Okay, Mandos is here to back me up. That's fine, I guess. Hello, Mandos. I'm gonna need to send some villagers over here, I think, to go build some barracks or something on his side, in case they need help on that side. I'm sure they will. I feel like Mandos should not be here, and he should be focusing purely on his side. I just say that by looking at the scores. That Mandos will be needed elsewhere. Because Olaf is on that side. Olaf is scary. Bloodlines res? Yeah, you're right, Flash. Oh, Tank Monkey, you never know. You never know when you'll need those pikemen. You never know when you need those pikemen. I know they don't do anything against, like, plumes and eagles and crap, but... You never know, man. I keep trying to get fletching as, like, an instinctive thing, but really forging is better here. When was I going to make Mandos rich? Forgot. Certainly a while ago. Mandos, my friend, you probably... Yeah, Mandos is probably not needed over here, but maybe he is. Now we'll just see just how OP Berserkers are, as hopefully I don't need any trebuchets or anything. Res gone mad. No trebuchets. He's taking Roy off the grid! Where's my gold mines? Do I only have one? Really, was that my secondary gold mine? You have to be kidding me. Either that or I am absolutely blind as a bat. What the fuck? How could you do this to me? You're tearing me apart, Age of Empires 2. Do you understand gold mines? Do you? Keep your stupid gold mines in your pocket. I'm not gonna make a treb. I'm not gonna do it. I don't need it. Is that really my only gold mine? This cannot have been my secondary gold mine, but I am so close to this choke point. No, there's no way. I have way too much wood, by the way. But part of it is because I don't have enough room to put farms down in places, so we're just gonna have to deal with this excess wood for a while. But please note that if you have excess wood for longer than 4 hours, either tribute your extra wood to your teammates, delete some villagers, or call your doctor. Can't put this anywhere. Of course, all the Berserks are queued up at the same castle, but that's okay. Look at this HP regen, guys. They're healing up. How's the healing going? Check this out. 26, dead. Okay. Let me find an injured one. Look at this guy. 41, 42. There we go. He healed 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he's dead. Imagine if you had Berserker Gang for Elite War Elephants. Weltham says grab relic. I grabbed a relic. Or is there a relic I missed? There are certainly some relics I've missed. But generally speaking, I don't pay too much attention to the relics when I stream because unless it's like arena or something, they're pretty inconsequential. Like, it takes a lot of micro... Okay, I guess there's one all the way over there. It takes a lot of my attention away for very little gold gain. Doesn't generally matter that much. Unless I have like 3 relics or something that can add up, and they're a lot more important in like a 1v1 situation. I think it's okay that I have all these extra lumberjacks so that way I can sell the wood. I suppose. Something's happening. Oh my god! I don't like to see that at all. Hey, Blank Math. We have an emergency. Hey, my builders finally made it to go build those barracks. I don't know how long ago I sent them there, but it's certainly been a while, my friends. Jaguars. Alright, well, put a damper on my pamper for sure. Thankfully, our trade line is actually at the back where it's kind of safe. And I'm inside Sean with Berserkers. Yellow is retreating. You can hold off the offensive. And just a few. I think that, I don't think we need to apply any offensive pressure on this side anymore because we need to defend the shit out of our teammates. What is going on? What a disaster. I just want to build Berserkers one time. Feels like I'm sitting on an atomic bomb waiting for it to go off. For the people who haven't seen the rune, they probably think I'm retarded. But that's okay. Get Blast Furnace. Get Bodkin Arrow, I guess. So I'm doing something here. Maybe I do need Trebs. Ah, jeez. How many times do I have to do a Berserker rush, or like a mass Berserker match, in which I can get a map that gives me more than 1 gold mine? They only give me 1 gold mine? I refuse to believe this. I must be blind, right? Like, I only see 1 gold mine, though. That's true, Tank Mickey. You do need to sling someone who can make paladins could deal with all those plumes. I don't really have a clean answer to them, but... I mean, Mandos is still in the Castle Age, which is fine. We don't expect perfection, and he is a little bit new, but so are lots of people. It's absolutely okay. I don't think sending him a million K will be the solution here. What I do think, though, is, number 1 priority is to save this guy, otherwise we're going to lose the trade line, so I need to, Look, Matt says, I'm streaming Berserkers that just keep dying. That's not true at all. I've killed a lot. Yeah, I don't think Mando's Resi, he's like, stop sending me stuff, yeah. Okay. Now, with some Trebs, though, I should be able to finish this guy. Just need to clear out that castle. Arbs suck for me. Might send in a few. Pikes. Make a few more onagers. That's why originally I had a few. I didn't send them. They got lured somehow. So we'll be able to kill that castle. Jaguar Warriors, that's interesting. So I need to do something here. If El Pez has any villagers left, I need to give him some food so he can maybe build up. Jesus. So I know I can win this battle, like barely, but what am I winning it for? The winning play, like this is all cute, but what this doesn't do is address the elephant in the room. All this garbage. Balls, man. I'm gonna have to. I don't think I'll ever be able to get the Mass Berserker thing to work. I really don't think I can. Perhaps it is a little too early for me to say that, but this is one of the best situations I've had with the whole Mass Berserker thing, and I swear to God, they're not... Like, this is actually a situation where they're reasonable. Like, they're even okay against things like Arbs, but still not ideal. They're great against skirms, things that do, like, low damage you can shrug off. They're great for, like, you know, continuously sieging someone's base, because their HP regen does add up, and their combat stats are exceptional. Like, to the point where I can beat an army of Arbalists and an army that has a couple of Jaguar Warriors, which is supposed to be my counters, and I can still beat them. Because the combat stats are good. They're, like, generally better champions that are much harder to utilize because it'll never be able to afford them. That's the problem. They're just kind of slow to get out, because you have to get all those upgrades for them. But really, like, if champions are good in that situation, then probably so are Berserkers. In fact, Berserkers are probably even better. Still, though, for whatever reason, I can't seem to get any significant value out of this due to all sorts of shenanigans like this gate. Other side of the map getting clobbered. As I run out of gold... Also, I have only one gold mine. The forces of the universe conspire against Resonance 22 today. Also, trade line gets blocked by that gate, too. Got that relic, though. Forces of the universe... That is so... I feel so bad for Flunked Math here because he gets just invaded. Yes. That is unfortunate. The rest of the map is dead.
Yes.
Poor Pez is down to 2 vills. Oh, Gok Anlam has been streaming for hours. They're just at the end. Ready Teddy says, I guess you forgot, but you got the Zerk play going once in a game I was in. Yeah, that's true. I've gotten it to work before. It's just extremely rare. It's much harder than it should be. Like, I'm probably making too many Berserks. But the Berserks are still fine in this case. I'm not making them just purely for the novelty. Like, there is some sort of reasonable justification for Berserkers in this game. They've been doing great, and the game is collapsing rapidly, and I don't think I can possibly push fast enough. Unfortunately, my friends, I think we lost. But it's okay. You guys do well.
Yes.
Get them next time. Sneaky bills are OP, yeah. Yes. I think we can call it game. I cannot really imagine a universe in which we come back from a game like this. It's gonna be tricky business. I really like, we have a dead Flunked Math, and he was the glue holding this team together. So, with that, okay. We'll get him next time. Yes. I can't be harsh at all on Mandus or El Pez, as we do not expect them to be perfect. And it was a fun game. All that matters is not whether we win or lose, but whether or not they had fun, and whether or not I had fun. And I enjoyed this game. I thought it was good. Sneaky villager here getting some sick value. I suppose, you know, like, it's a risk because you do set yourself behind, and you lose a lot of wood as well with all those invested forward buildings, and nothing actually happens with them. You lose a villager. Like, all those things really do set you back. They do. The thing is, though, is that in this case, it certainly worked out, and I feel kind of bad for Sean, as I was kind of beating on him throughout the entire game, so my apologies, Sean. You never like to be the one guy that I'm attacking, the one target of Resonance 22's wrath, but he did a good job defending it. Hello, Master Chi. Welcome to the stream. You got me just at the end. The games today, they're alright. The game 2, which was actually pretty good, crashed, unfortunately. Sucks. Hello, Lombard. Well, Lombard says Berserks are hardly better than champions when fully upgraded. But the key word there is hardly better, meaning that they're a little bit better. I do disagree with that, though. I think that they're actually substantially better than champions in an unrealistic situation. In a vacuum, I think they're substantially better than champions. Having that one extra... They have a little bit less HP than a Viking champion does. But they have one extra Dura armor, which matters a lot. And the HP regen allows them to actually shrug off range attacks and sustain damage quite nicely. That one extra attack is pretty good. They're not like largely better than champions, but I think it's a little bit better than just the tip. The problem though with them, compared to some like champions, and why champions are a more realistic option, outside of vacuum, champions are usually the better idea because you don't have to build castles to get champions out. You can just build barracks and just make champions. It's much easier to mass them up. And you know, a little extra armor, a little extra HP regen and attack isn't generally worth having to, you know, build all those castles and spend so much money on upgrades. It's the upgrades that really kill the Berserkers. Because otherwise I think people would supplement their army more often with Berserkers if they were playing as the Vikings. I think that people would supplement their army. Yeah, you might as well throw in a couple Berserkers from your castle. Except you have to research Berserker Gang, Elite, Berserker, and then you have to research Chieftains. And all of that is ridiculous. Those upgrades are priced, you know, as a top-tier unique unit, which they're not quite. I don't think that they're bad. They're just way too overpriced, the upgrades are. Either way, they're always a fun unit to play with. I think they're underrated. That doesn't mean that much, but yeah. I'm sorry, Sean, by the way, for, you know, for attacking you the entire game. I think you did a good job defending, even if you think you played terrible. It was fun. I wish I could have attacked someone else, but, you know, it's Black Forest. It can be kind of tricky. I think you did fine defending. I do think you did fine, Sean. And you put some solid early pressure on me. You did. Those Eagle Warriors caught me off guard. Yeah, exactly. I think Kaluvu sums it up pretty cleanly. They're too expensive for their usefulness. In a vacuum, I love Berserkers, but in practice, upgrades are too expensive. It is such a late game unit, but I wish it wasn't Mobius 1. I wish the upgrades were cheaper. I think if the upgrades were cheaper, it would be a little bit more solid. And I hear that the Chieftains is getting a cost decrease when African Kingdoms comes out. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that would help. Res with a crispy 1 unit converted. Shit, did I convert a unit? Oh my god, I did. When did I do that? Maybe it's because something attacked my monk and it got the conversion automatically. I don't remember issuing that order. That's pretty cool. 1 unit converted. I'm always happy with that one. I don't know if you guys also go out of your way to make sure that you have that 1 unit converted when no one else does, just so you get that little star. The gold star, very important. Also having a large economy, of course. Once you get to, you know, like, ideally you want about half the max population of the game to be villagers, so, you know, you want to make a lot of town centers, you know, usually 4, eventually, and start making lots of villagers from each of them, try and make sure your town center is always working, until you have at least 100, but this is a 300 population game, so you actually want to get up to closer to the 150 mark, and we can see that the scary players in this game happen to have quite a few villagers. At some point, Gangsta Mori, I might play Nomad Regicide. That could be fun. I thought the archers were pretty cool, mate, dude. You guys had a good game. Converted one of my Eagle Warriors. Ah, okay, Sean, yeah. I was just borrowing the Eagle Warriors, just borrowing them. Now I got Candle as this last game of the stream. Last game, gotta go. Welcome, Zavi. Of course, guys, before I go, though, I will answer a couple of questions in the Twitch chat, and I'll also run a few quick ads. So if you wanted to support the stream and you like it, feel free to, you know, leave me a follow here, check out the YouTube channel below, and flip off that ad block if you like. It doesn't really do that much, but every penny helps, I suppose. Hello, Torgal. You were scary, mate, dude. You spooked me. Resbot is getting another update, Kurtzman. I gave it a pretty recent update. I think I released one in early October, and there'll be another one around the time African Kingdoms comes out. I should be releasing one, I think, on the day, and then probably a follow-up one later. 15 bots today, says Flatch. Jeez. Alright, so I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go grab a glass of water, answer a couple questions, and then we're going to end off the stream. So I'll be right back, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this, I have plenty of other Age of Empires 2 videos on my YouTube channel, as well as videos of other games. So if you like this, you might like those as well. My schedule is on my Twitch TV page. You just scroll below, underneath the video player, you can find it there. Update that every day. And I will be back in about 1 to 2 minutes with a Q&A, and then we're done for the day. So if you'd like me to say goodbye to you personally, wait till I get back, and then I'll say bye to everybody, and then we're done. See you, Moththump and CJ. Be right back. Indeed, Gakkalam is better than nothing.